This is Lewis Hart from Boxing Social. Delighted today to be joined with Liam Smith. This is the fight you wanted when you came to Sky. How does it feel that you finally got it delivered to you?
Yeah, I'm happy that it's over the line and it's announced now. It's been close for a number of weeks now, but once we got the announcements and the press conference, it fully feels real now, and I'm excited to be here.
When you signed with Sky, then Eubank, there was a potential fight with Ben. Was you gutted, or did you always think that this fight with Eubank, or whether you were going to fight Ben, you always think it was going to happen? Yeah,
no, I was gutted that fight fell through for both their parts and all the undercard fighters. I was not welcome with joy and trying to reap reward in someone else's failure, but he was always having a fight before me, Chris. The plan was I have a fight, he has a fight, and then we'll try and make that fight next. So, he chose to fight Conor. It was nothing to do with me in my plan. So, when that fight fell through, a part of me did think, it could happen next.
Just being at the press conference there, seeing him, he's got the KFC jacket on, he's trying to sell the fight. What did you make of it? What did you make of it?
The jacket?
The jacket, 50%, 60%, what do you make of it?
Just him being him. The jacket's awful. There's no amount. I hope he's getting buckets of money to wear that. But if you think KFC has sponsored him, you're mad. The 50% thing is just him being him. 60% against Conor was just him being him, as if he's going to turn up 50%. As if Roy Jones coming over here to coach him at 50% against me. I just know that's just Chris playing the game and being the villain like he always is.
Do you ever, when people, want to talk a lot of stuff like that and say 60%, do you ignore it, or do you kind of use it as motivation? Like, how do you take it?
No, I ignore it because I just laugh at it. I'll train for the best Chris Eubank. I'll be 100% January, which is why I chose January and why I didn't jump at the chance to fight December. I'll train for the best Chris Eubank Jr. If he turns up 50%, you'll notice, because I'll wipe the floor on him at 50%. And again, anyone in this room who believes he'll turn up at 50% needs to leave the room, because they don't know boxing.
This fight being at 160, moving up in weight, are you sort of, what do you make of, moving up in weight? Are you going to train differently? How do you feel like it's much more beneficial having, the extra pounds less to cut?
No, I'm confident I'm big enough for 160. Again, making 154, I don't see 160 until the day before I make 154. The weight cut just won't be as hard and as intense as it is at 154. It's tough at 154, and again, that's why I've took this fight, because I know 160 is not a problem, size and strength-wise, for me in this fight.
Do you feel like when it comes to sort of the weight cut, you'll have the benefit, considering a couple months ago he had to boil down to a weight that he's sort of never been at before, and he's going to be the one cutting down, whereas you've like fought at 154.
He never done that weight. He's never done before though. The picture he put out, the video he put out again was for people to see, but he weighed in 159.3. That's what he's probably going to have to weigh for me anyway. He's got to break 160, so it's either 160 or below. So he didn't make 157, what he was supposed to make. So we'll see.
With the fight being in Manchester, being a Scouser yourself, do you feel like you've got a bit of home advantage over Chris?
Yeah, definitely, but because I sell well in Manchester and Liverpool, Chris doesn't really sell the best in London. And I think it'll show, really. I think it'll basically be like we're in Liverpool with the Manchester crowd. I'm sure I'll get 90-95% of the fans.
You fought in the Echo before you're fighting in Manchester. With this being a home crowd, how do you deal with sort of the pressures of that?
I love it. I milk it. I embrace it. I'm humbled by it, and it's just one that I've enjoyed my whole career. I enjoyed that. I don't want to fight at empty arenas. I don't want to fight early on undercards. I want everyone to be there for me. I want everyone to. You go in the Smith Eubank fights. I don't want to be like you go in the Fury Chirora fight to watch Liam on the undercard. No, I want the buzz to be around me. I milk that. That's what I'm in boxing for. And I'm going to milk it and enjoy every bit of it on January 21st.
In the past 12 to 18 months, you've been in sort of like fine form. You've been in incredible form. What would you say has that been down to? Is it just like I said, just been proving everyone wrong, really? I
just think momentum. It's something I've cried about for years. It's something I've moaned about. I want to be busy. I moaned about it when I was with Frank. I wanted to do it when I was with Eddie. And I finally got it the last 12 months or so, 18 months even, since COVID with Russia. I fought in Russia, then I fought Farley, Vargas, then Hassan. So I've had 4 fights since COVID. Just momentum. I've always said, give me momentum. and I think you'll see the best of me. And regardless of my age, now I'm getting momentum, and I think you're probably seeing the best of me.
With Eubank saying, he said if Ben beats him that he's finished and he's going to retire, and he keeps talking about retirement. Do you feel like he could have one foot out the door? But with that being said, there's also a rematch clause. It doesn't really make much sense.
It doesn't make much sense. That's what I was trying to say before. The answers don't add up to the questions. They don't fit. If he lost to Conor, there was no rematch clause in it, so he retired. But he loses to me. There's a rematch clause in it. Why? If I'm an easier fight, why? That doesn't make sense. And that's what I was just trying to justify to people before. People laugh and saying, kiss ass the way they do with that stupid jacket he's got on. Like, think about what he's actually saying. I'm an easier fight than Conor, but your team put a rematch clause in. It doesn't add up. So, just be real, really, and just say it how it is. You put a rematch clause in because your team know it's a tougher fight, and if you lose, you'll take the rematch.
Just to finish off, how does this fight on January 21st in Manchester Arena play out for Liam Smith?
I think it plays out. Good fight early on. I think once Chris can't outbox me, he'll try and fight me. I think it gels for an absolute war, but again, I'm confident in every way this fight goes that it ends in a Liam Smith win.
Liam, really appreciate your time. Best of luck for January 21st. Thank you.